Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another review, and today I'm taking a look at something pretty cool. This right here is the parts to make an entry grade Aile Strike Gundam. So this right here is the 1/44th scale option part set Gunpla 01 Aile Striker from Gundam Seed. By the way, I got mine through Hobby Link Japan, so there is a link down there in the description. And this right here is very interesting and something I hope to see more of in future. It's an expansion set for using with the Entry Grade Strike Gundam. Just in case you're not familiar, the Entry Grade Strike Gundam is a budget-friendly yet absolutely phenomenal model kit. It doesn't come with a whole lot inside the box besides its shield and its rifle, so this gives you a little bit more. Also, it does say on the side of the box right here that there is going to be a sword striker and launcher striker coming out very soon, which can be combined with this for a perfect strike Gundam. This also features some awesome compatibility and regular Gunpla parts and joints, including 3mm joints and C-type joints. But anyway, let's bust this out of the box and get it built. So as I was actually prepping to get this built, I did realize that I cannot find my entry grade Strike Gundam anywhere. Thankfully, the one that I did build was the one that came in a bag, so I did still have the one that came in a box unbuilt. So first off, I built that just to kind of refresh my memory with that particular build. Again, this is super simple. It's laid out really nicely on the runners. You can break the runners apart. The manual shows you simply how to put it together almost in a 30-minute missions kind of way, and everything snaps together super easily. You don't even need a nipper to build it, but I do recommend that you do use one. The build takes next to no time whatsoever, and there is some cool aspects to it. The not so cool aspect is the plastic in here can be a little bit on the brittle side, so as always be careful, but these are always an absolute joy to build, and hopefully we will be seeing a brand new entry grade sometime in the future. But yeah, now that I have a brand new entry grade strike built, it's time to get that option set that we're going to be taking a look at built too. On busting the box open, you're treated to one bag of plastic, and although this does look like a standard size Gundam box, from the outside, there isn't a whole lot in there. But in that standard kind of entry grade kind of way, what seems like not a lot of plastic builds up to be quite a bit of a kit. Inside the box, we do have 4 runners. OA is the multicolored runner with your beam sabers, your red parts, your yellow parts, and your white parts. Next up is OB, which is all your black parts of the striker pack predominantly. Runner C1 is that bazooka, and this is very nicely designed, albeit a little bit on the simple side, in a good way, that is. And then we've got runners C2 and C3 attached, which is the alternate strike Gundam rifle, as well as the Grand Slam, one of my all-time favorite Gundam weapons. Now, I was going to lead in saying that the build here is a bit on the simple side, but I do forget, there's not many Aile Striker packs out there, especially not 1/44th scale, that are perfect. The one that comes with the real grade is super detailed, but a little bit on the easy to fall apart side. And the one that came with the high grade, if I recall correctly, needed some stickers. This is neither going to fall apart on you, or, well, it doesn't need any stickers either. It builds up in the usual kind of high grade-esque style. Once again, the plastic in here is kind of a little bit on the hard, almost brittle kind of side. That does mean it takes a mold extremely well, but you also have to be a little bit on the careful side with it because it's not too flexible. But it builds up in a very nice sort of way. Everything just slides together perfectly, attaches together perfectly, and there's nothing too difficult about it. I will also mention that there is some interesting aspects to it. For example, you do have rounded out edges on the lower wings on the Aile Striker pack. You will see actually there is a little bit of a guideline in these if you do want to actually snip that off and have these as pointy as they're meant to be. They're just not pointy in box, so they can slap that age 8 and up on the side of it. Otherwise, if it was pointy, kids would just poke out their eyes. Again, it just keeps on building up. Most aspects of it are just built out of 2 parts that snap together to finish off the whole. There is no polycaps or anything like that in an entry grade kit, which is a bit of a double-edged sword. Everything builds up perfectly, feels good. And we do have a cool little optional assembly on this. That is these 2 little segments. This is what they look like on the runners. These are the backpack attachments. Now, your standard Aile Striker pack has 1 peg only. That is what the Striker pack attachments have been like since the dawn of high grade Seed. However, we do have the option in here for the universal high grade or 1/44th scale backpack adapter. That is the 2-prong adapter. So that just means it's just a simple swap out depending on what Gunpla you're using it with. Once the Aile Striker pack is complete, we've got some weapons in here as well. I am super impressed by this kit. First off, we've got the bazooka. It attaches together mainly out of 2 parts as well as some moving handle segments. And on top of that then we do have two little removable magazine type sections that attach on into the sides. The next weapon in here we have is the 190mm anti-aircraft shotgun. This is quite simple, it's just two parts that snap together, but the molding on this is crispy, as is everything inside of this box. It seems to be an entry grade standard. And lastly then in here is the absolutely phenomenal and awesome Grand Slam. This is just made out of 3 pieces, super simple but super effective. That's the handle, the blade, and the other part of the handle for sandwiching onto it. If you do want this blade in chrome, because it is one separate piece, it would be really easy to just spray it up or hit it with the chrome Gundam marker, but today I'm just going to take a look at it, at what it looks like, the way it looks out of box. Finally then in here we do have a couple of bits like these energy battery canister thingamabobbers, and this of course is for building the perfect strike Gundam, which is something we will be doing a little bit later on in another video when we're taking a look at the second one of these packs, which comes with the launcher and this sword strike. So there's a lot of options, so much so that you might want a couple or 3 or 4 entry grade strikes to go with them. So right here is the freshly built entry grade Strike Gundam. Again, I'm very impressed how easy these are to build and just how good they look in the end. Awesome kit. If you haven't built one, build one. So once everything is built and put together, this is exactly what you get inside this box, and it's quite a decent spread. First up, we've got the Aile Striker pack. On top of that, when it comes to the weaponry, we've got the bazooka, Grand Slam, a pair of beam sabers, the shotgun, and a bunch of stuff that's a bunch of adapters and stuff to make the perfect strike pack when you do get option set 2. So first off in here, we've got the Aile Striker pack, which definitely is the heart of this entire kit. There's a lot of actual detail to this. Even though this is entry grade, I feel it does trump any high grade kit we would have seen before. Now, I don't have a high grade kit to compare to it right now, so if I've got some old footage of a high grade one, I'll throw it up right now. There was also the real grade one as well, which kind of was problematic to some degree. Not too much. Then we had that master grade one, which sometimes the wings would fall off. There was a whole bunch of different Aile Striker packs back in the past. This one right here has been tooled quite well. This right here is a C-clip. Some people aren't the biggest fan, that's not coming off actually, aren't the biggest fans of those. It seems like it's holding up pretty well so far. These down here are on ball joints so they can move up and down, rotate around, so there's a lot of nice articulation to those. Again, these can move up, that's as far as they go, but they can fold all the way down so the pack can be nice and compact. This as well can be swapped out. It just pulls out ever so slightly, just like so. And that, of course, is to change whether it has the standard 2-point adapter or just this single old school striker pack one. So again, this striker pack attached onto the back of the Strike Gundam is as simple as you'd expect it to be. We've got one hole in the back of the entry grade Strike Gundam. We've got a 1 peg in this, and it does exactly what you'd expect, which is you plug it into the hole. And I will admit, this does feel a little not awesome, which I'll touch back on in a second. Anyway, this is very lightweight because of the kind of plastic that is in entry grade kits, so it does mean this isn't back heavy at all and can stand up without a single issue. But yeah, backstepping ever so slightly, this does not feel good. With the older kits, I'm pretty sure maybe we had some kind of a polycap or something in there, so this kind of is, yeah, that speaks for itself. Like, it kind of holds in via the kind of like gravity that is pointing it down the way a bit, but I assume if I do turn it like this, yeah, that will pop off. So it's not the greatest attachment around, definitely. Next up, getting it up on the stand so we can see what this looks like in a bit of a pose. I will mention the stand as usual is the Simple Stand by Good Smile Company. And of course there are the, well, previous issues still here. So the backpack is prone to falling off very, very easily. So I do recommend thickening up the peg at least a little bit so it holds in a little bit better. And, you know, the kit itself does have some physical issues of its own. So, you know, this is just kind of budget kit kind of things. However, in the end, what we do get looks absolutely phenomenal. The entry grade Strike Freedom does look awesome. It catches the light so nicely. This is a straight built variant of it. All I did was panel line the faceplate a little bit, and the backpack itself, the Aile Striker, does look phenomenal. Again, this catches the light really well because the lines are very super defined. The molds in entry grade kits do look incredibly sharp and fantastic. All the colors are exactly where they need to be, and overall this just looks absolutely stupendous. Again, there are some issues with the build, easy to fix, but it does look absolutely spectacular. So next up in here we've got the pair of beam sabers, which are fairly average. They've got standard little handles, And the beams in here are fairly standard too, but I will mention they do come on the 0, or should I say the OA runner, so it means these are not the usual standard beams you get all the time, they're new for this kit. So once again, getting it into a little bit of a pose, I decided to throw one of the beam sabers in reverse grip just to mix it up a little bit, get it a bit more dynamic. The backpack did fall off yet again, so it is loose, tighten that up a little bit. And overall, considering the budget cost of both of these kits combined, this does perform exceedingly well. The beam sabers are average, but overall, looking ridiculously cool. When the beam sabers in here aren't in use, it's the usual routine of popping the beams out like so, and then the handles attach onto these little segments either side of the Aile striker pack. These have a little bit of a pivot to them, so you can move them back and forth ever so slightly, and they attach on, hold on well, and that is what they look like once they're stored. So the next piece of equipment we have in here is the bazooka, and this is actually larger than I expected it to be. So as for moving parts, first off, this handle does move ever so slightly, which will definitely make it easier to attach. And we have this handle up front as well, which actually moves side to side. And this attaches in a simple yet effective kind of way. There's a circular section attached inside of that, which gives this its moving aspect. So overall, working pretty well. Like I mentioned, 2 of these magazines can be removed, the ones on the sides. Now, I'm not sure if this is a feature as much as it's more of just the way the model kit was cut up to fit on the runners. Getting this bazooka attached is super simple. That is mainly because of the handle up front, which has that nice tilting action. So it means you're actually able to tilt it entirely, slot into the hand, and the shoulder isn't getting in the way, and then you can lean it back into whatever way that you want, and then the backpack falls off, which this, well, kit seems to do a lot of. But yeah, getting the other hand attached on is easy too. You just kind of angle up the handle like so, pop it into the other hand. The articulation here is nice, and the movement on the handles is nice too, so overall it is quite simple to get it into the pose that you want it in, and this is what it looks like in a bit of a pose. It's dynamic, this is a nice big detailed rifle, however there is quite the big seam running up the length of it, and at the far end I did notice it's not really pushing together as well as it could, so again, just like a lot of things in this kit, you may want to put a little bit of extra time into it to kind of close that up and perfect the overall look, but from a distance, you will never ever notice, and it does look great. When the bazooka is not in use, you just take it off. There isn't anywhere to actually attach it onto the unit, so once it's done, just throw it away, I guess. Not you, I mean the robot. Don't throw it away. Anyway, next up in here, we've got the anti-ship shotgun. Attaching this is super simple. I mean super simple. It just slots down into the hand the way the beam rifle did. That is it. This right here is what it looks like attached on, and this is extremely nicely detailed. One thing I can always say about these particular entry grade weapons is, there's one thing I can say about the entry grade butthole, it doesn't really hold on to stands that well. Backpack also went AWOL right there as well. Anyway, so yeah, the detailing on these is so crisp. The type of plastic they use is quite nice. It's nice from a visual perspective. It is a little bit on the brittle side though, so be careful with it. But overall, this is very nice. It is bisected right down the middle by a seam line, but it's not the worst. Anyway, that right there is what the Aile strike looks like in a little bit of a pose with this attached. I'm almost afraid to touch it at this point, that the backpack will come off and it will come off the stand, but overall a very nice weapon, and personally, I think I prefer this one a little bit more than the actual beam rifle itself. So pretty much the last of the equipment we have in here is the Grand Slam. This is one of my all-time favorite weapons because it's just a giant Gundam knife. Usually this weapon, or should I say the blade of this weapon, is chromed out, but it's got some cool, nice little design aspects like the kind of teeth here, like for sawing through its enemies, and the fact that it's got a blood groove going down the length of it, which, doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's pretty cool. This also does have the full folding mechanism, so it can fold up and out of the way like that for when it's running around, not using it, and overall this is just a pretty cool weapon. So before attaching this on, I had to take the Aile striker off. It just keeps on falling off all of the time. That, again, taking that up and it'll get rid of your issues instantly. Anyway, attaching this on is the usual sandwich type attachment, so that means you take off the hand, pop off the back of the hand. Both halves of the hand are the bread, the Grand Slam is the ham, and then you just build it like a sandwich. Now, I will mention that this is a circular cylinder inside of a square hole, which means it can rotate inside of the hand, which sometimes can be an issue, but we'll see if that is or not. Then you just connect it onto the Gundam just like so, and because most of the gravity pulls this weapon in the right direction, it seems like it isn't rolling in the hand so far, and that's a good thing. Otherwise, it does look absolutely epic. So what is quite cool is the fact that this still does retain the full ability to fold backwards just like so. As you can see right there, this does pivot in the hand, which is always annoying when a circular shaft is popped into a square-ass hand. So finally now trying to get this into a little bit of a pose with the Grand Slam, and at this point, the entry grade doesn't really stand up too well against constant posing. I already feel it loosening up in a lot of places like the hips, the back is starting to fall off the backs of the hands a little bit, and the most frustrating element with the Grand Slam itself is the fact that it does rotate in the hand. So if you do want an angle where it's slashing across the way, it is going to just flop downwards and go with gravity, sadly. So this is what I got in the end, and overall it is good, but it's starting to kind of fail a little bit under the pressure of constant play. Alright, so finally time to check out the compatibility a little bit. So grabbing the strike dagger, I think this is here, the high grade. It's either that or the dagger. I think it's the strike dagger. This right here should have the standard strike style adapter in there, and yes, it does. So the Aile striker should just attach on as simple as that. So no issue whatsoever. So it does fit. Perfect. So next up, we're going to be trying out the double peg adapter for using on this, and what I'm going to be using is the Mighty Strike Freedom, the last kit that I did review that has one of these double point attachments. So you just put that double point adapter in instead of the single point, attach it onto the back just like so, and this does work out reasonably well. Actually, this works out even better than expected. Get it into a little bit of a pose and it does look incredible, which does mean of course you can get this kit right here and use it with any high grade or 1/44th scale. Well, you can't really use it with a real grade, so with an entry grade or a high grade, and use all of the equipment that is included in a kit that is a little bit of a better, well, foundation than the entry grade we're looking at today. Anyway, that does work out incredibly well and looks killer. Next up, there is another bit of a method you can actually attach this on with. So what you do is you remove that little bit of an adapter, you take off the whole under section which has the big cool thrusters and the white section, and in there we do have a double hole part. What we get is another adapter that's double pin to double pin, and now we've got a little bit of a kind of backpack with wings out from the sides. Now what I'm going to grab this time around is the high grade Rising Freedom. This is an absolutely awesome kit, just like the Mighty Strike Freedom, so it's going to, well, work great with everything in here, but we're just going to be trying out this backpack. It attaches on almost 90 degrees downwards compared to what we would have seen before, like a backpack only. The wings actually work out a little better than I thought they would, and they do look nice, and the color matches quite well with the Rising Freedom right here. I did just pluck this off the shelf randomly, pop it in a bit of a pose, and there you can see what it does look like. I'm impressed by this. This does look incredibly nice, and there is a lot of options in here. And that right there is it for the review. Now, this kit itself is absolutely fantastic. This is, as far as I can see on the box, not considered entry grade, which I assume it isn't because it isn't pull off the runner. You do need a nippers in order to build this right here. So it does feel better quality than entry grade itself. Now, entry grades themselves are fantastic. They're very simple kits, and at their core, that's what's great about them, the fact that they are simple. The minute you start adding more onto them, they start to not really work out. Now, it really did show the limits of the entry grade strike as a kit because it started to fall apart quite a bit. The attachment of the backpack wasn't great. So overall, you might be better off using this stuff with the high grade strike, which kind of doesn't make any sense because it comes with a pack already. But hey, it can be used with anything high grade. What's in here is cool. The entry grade does struggle a little bit with it, but at the end of the day, it is an incredibly nice kit. And totally worth it. Anyway, I got mine through Hobby Link Japan. Link is down there in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews, and I'll see you next time. I can't end this video right here without the usual thanks, saying thank you so much for watching. This video and this channel would not be possible without each and every single one of you, including those of you who support me over on the channel memberships and on Patreon, including Abraxas, Caleb Engelhart, Go Little Rockstar, Joe, or G59061, Shadow Wolf 179, 10 Soldier YT, and Van Fawn.